And we are live. I welcome anyone to come and join us today. This is our weekly live stream of Dining and Doodles where we do art every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today we have a request to draw Dawn from Pokemon, but the requester had a specific outfit and look for Dawn that they wanted. So we're going to be going through this, and I'll be going into some details with some art and how things go about. Let me get the requestee's name here pulled up. So let me pull up where they did it. Let's see. Should be in my notes, just waiting for it to pull it up here. Notes. Here we go. The requestee was Heroic Mischief Maker on DeviantArt. They made this request today. As always, my name is Brittany Dodson. This is part of imbriaarts. Online, we try to do art comics. I am, of course, the founder. There's going to be some unique things coming down the line, and there's going to be some bad things coming down the line for the title of imbriaarts, but we will discuss that in time. But for today, we're just going to do some art. So, getting on over to our stream, and this is our sketch early on for Dawn, based off the requestee's look. So we have Dawn here. We have our model of Dawn to base it off of, which I got a drawing out. They wanted all these accessories, and let me see if I can find this dress on the list here. And then the side here, you actually see one of my comic series that I'm working on, Demon Blade. You're actually seeing sort of the work in progress because I've been working on that all day today. So let's see. The dress is probably, hold on a second. Let's delete that. Let's say, I'm trying to see which one we've got here that's sitting on the accessories. It's not that one. Is it this one? There it is. Okay. Layer 10. So, they were, let me pull up the full request here. I want to actually hide our sketch for a second. Yes, apply the transform. And go over what they requested in full detail. So, the request in full detail. Well, there we go. So, hello, can you draw Dawn from Pokemon? She'll be wearing a beautiful formal outfit, but first I'll send you the references. So they sent me the outfit references. They want to have yellow fingernails to it, purple hair elastic as well in the ponytail. Now, I'm going to be doing this, but I am going to state a few things here. When you're doing something like this, this is going to be a very, before you even get going on this drawing, I can tell you it's probably going to not look great. And the reason why is it's going to be a very busy, very complex art with a lot of details and no real sense of color coordination for the character. If we look at the original Dawn, we have pink, black, little bit of white, and a touch of red and yellow. That is her color. And it's sort of coordinations, and they kind of work off each other. The pink and the black contrast each other along with the hair, a little bit darker red. White is just sort of a nice accentuation point or highlight point, and to highlight you have the yellow. In this case, we're doing all these different accessories in a multitude of colors. So we are going to see sort of a mix-mash rainbow of an outfit. And as a person who would go out and wear something, it's not very good choice, collection. to do. I mean, a rainbow outfit does not ever really look good because each person has their own skin tone, each person has their own look that can be a touch different. And if you add in all this mixed mashed coloring, it's going to look loud and crude. And that's unfortunately, I'm going to say it, I mean, where we're probably going to end up with this character drawing. It's not going to look quite that good as if we had just done it in a typical Dawn style. Because when you draw, especially when a company designs a character, game companies in particular, I imagine Pokemon does this, even though they get slack about how some of the Pokemon are designed. I went too thick there. But, I mean, when they get into it, you spend weeks to months sometimes designing a character to look right. And in Dawn's case, she's one of the main trainers of, gosh, it wasn't Diamond and Pearl, was it? I forget which one she was in. Was it Ruby and Sapphire? I think it was Ruby and Sapphire. And of course, Platinum would have been a part of it. Or no, Emerald. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. Her look is very distinct. And when you design a character, you want to kind of simplify the character's look, especially the more main character you want. But you want that character to have a unique look, but at the same time, not a busy look. And this is going to make a very busy drawing for this character. Being a typical Pokemon character, we have this specific set of eye for the way they're drawn. I can zoom in on it on the original here. Pokemon have these sort of rounded circular eye for their trainers. If you're going to do something more like along the lines of not a major character, something like a minor character like Gary, aka Blue, I guess. He has more of a slanted eye in the games and in the design. Or Brock notoriously having the sort of just line for an eye. But Pokemon has sort of its unique style of having these rounded circular eyes on most of its characters. So if ever you're going to draw a character from Pokemon, particularly Red, Ash, Misty, any of sort of your own trainer sort of main that you want to sort of do OC main sort of character, you're going to want these rounded eyes. That's sort of what they traditionally go with. It's sort of the signature mark for humans in the Pokemon world. And to get Dawn's hair right, since they wanted a ponytail, specifically this kind of ponytail here, I had to look up and try and find a picture of her without her hair or hat on, which is actually kind of difficult because Dawn has that traditional look. So there's not many images out there without the hat. But we're going to go with it. I'm going to do a little bit of change up from what was requested. A little bit with the look on the hair, at least, because her head pieces, I think, are sort of very important to have for the character. So she's still going to have her hair ornaments. I think even during the image I saw of her with her hair out, and in fact it wasn't a ponytail, it still had sort of the hair ornaments to get the bangs going. But we'll do something along the lines here. And since it's a low ponytail, it's going to sit low like that. And you're going to have the hair kind of going like that. And actually, that's a little too wide, so we're going to go right here. And I kind of screwed up there on my hand. Still screwing up. All right, hold on. Shake my hand out. Shake my hand out. Let's see here. I might. Yeah, let's move this about here. And we'll go here. And the hair one without having her hair under her hat kind of did sort of that kind of bang setup. We need to do her ornament over here properly. And when you get a request to do sort of a lot of accessories or a certain outfit on a character, it's important to, one, study what they're doing or they want, especially using references, which is, in this case, very important that the person gave me the references. So I know what kind of dress they want her to be wearing. They say it's formal. It's not. It's more of a nightclub dress. Formal dress would not be this leather sort of cross top. So it's definitely more nightclub. And the jewelry seems to be going from costume to elegant, because the ring is very elegant that they want, but the necklace and the bracelet are a bit more what one would say is costume jewelry. But whenever you're doing a design, be it for your own characters, for characters you're going to draw, and you want to give them a unique outfit, it's always important to look in fashion magazines, honestly. That's a great place. Look on fashion sites, retail sites. What kind of outfits are out there? What will look good, what won't look good. So the outfit here, the dress here, let me pull it back up. Really has sort of this cross heart bit, an open boob window. Am I a bit uncomfortable drawing this on a 12-year-old? Yeah. 10 to 12-year-old, yeah. Dawn's 10 to 12. I don't know exactly her age, but given you start Pokemon Journeys at 10, it is a bit unsettling. I'm going to redo the dress top because it is different. So we're going to redo this top a little bit. Okay. So they want it like this. She's not going to have that much. So, I mean, that's kind of a issue here. It's definitely, like I said, it's not a formal. You would never go to a formal function wearing, if you do, you're likely going to get glared at, because this is a nightclub dress. Well, that's a little too low for that. So we'll go there, there. Sort of there. Doing a drawing like this, I mean, it's, you know, unique. I've done several Pokemon drawings, of course, particularly of the trainers, honestly, more than the Pokemon. I don't know why I don't get more Pokemon requests for the actual Pokemon. Um, but doing so much detail into a drawing, you don't get that too often. Every now and then you get it a few times. These are very simple jade earrings, so they're not going to be too complex. You just need to sort of do ovals. And I mean, the amount of detail they're requesting, unfortunately, if we do a full image, it's not going to be visible completely. So they're going to be things like the details of the ring when we get to it, or the fingertips. You're going to be able to see that they're yellow. There's yellow there, but in the final piece, it's going to be so blown out that you're not getting intense detail. And that's part of the issue when you go into doing a cartoon. You don't want too much detail in the character, because the more detail you do, the longer it's going to take to draw that character. And especially with animation, the longer you take to draw a character, the longer and more expensive that process is. And for a series like Pokemon, which is out so often, it gets very, very expensive if they were to do highly detailed characters all the time. Now, mind you, I am loving that Pokemon is now doing these sort of mini series out there on the web. You can go and see, and they're great. They handle them differently each episode. I think it's different studios do each one. Sorry, I'm also eating during this stream because we're having the dining today of the dining and doodles. Sort of. If you've not listened to my streams the last few days, particularly the gaming streams, you know I've been getting over something. So today's dinner is literally crackers, cheese, and apple, and some water. So, lovely, lovely, lovely dinner. But let's see here. I think, or do I find anything with Pokemon sort of attractive? I've been a Pokemon fan since college. I have to say since college because I was in college when Pokemon became released. Um, I, of course, if I did a live stream and showed you, in fact, it might be on some of the streams before, I do have Pokemon toys myself. I've played every Pokemon game since Red and Blue in the US. And I have a rare released Pikachu because it was before the anime started in America. I bought a talking Pikachu. So it was an import. And yeah, I mean, I do like my Pokemon. I do like Pokemon. Do I find them attractive? And as so many people on the web do, not really. Not really. I've enjoyed some of the humor of the TV show back in the day when I watched it. Um, Especially, of course, Team Rocket. Who couldn't laugh at Team Rocket? Um, and yeah, I mean, to this day, I still kind of play the games. I haven't picked up Sword and Shield in the last few months, but I do have them, both of them, because I bought the twin pack, hoping that Nintendo would do the smart thing and allow me to just trade off between the two, which they didn't, which kind of ticked me off a bit. Will I get Tales of Arceus or the Diamond Pearl remakes? No, honestly, Arceus I'm gonna hold off on. I might go with that, but I want to wait and see. And one of the things that I did not like is the Pokemon Go concept of catching being a craze, and a lot of Arceus is looking to be that kind of catching. So I'm going to wait and see how others react to the game once it's out, how it is. Um, and I mean, the Diamond and Pearl, I didn't really like Diamond and Pearl that much. I mean, they are good games. I've played them. I still own them. I don't think I've thrown out any or given out away any of my Pokemon games. But at the same time, I think they were probably my least favorite out of the Pokemon games. I know Platinum's supposed to be one of the hardest or longest ones, and it's just, I still just I I think my love of Pokemon kind of died off a little bit since Sword and Shield. I was hoping the expansions would do a little bit more, but I really don't find the games that thrilling anymore. Maybe I'll do a Nuzlocke in the future, um, and see if that'll go well, and we'll do it on the stream, of course. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the magic's kind of gone. We're almost to 1,000 Pokemon, and I think the magic's kind of gone. And part of it is just the fact that Nintendo does some things that I love and some things I hate. And not having a good connection to where it is an MMORPG, which is the best thing they could have done with Pokemon, kind of is upsetting, especially with what was sort of promised through Sword and Shield, and we never kind of got. Um, and I think it was the biggest disappointment for me. I've been waiting for that MMORPG of Pokemon because it made the most sense out of all the Nintendo brands to do. And we got Go, which didn't go as well as I thought it would. And we got Sword and Shield, which was kind of a half-ass. I hate to say it, but it's half-ass version of Pokemon MMO. Will I still try other versions? Yeah, probably. If they do something that really sort of amazes me. But I kind of agree with people. The challenge is not there in the games anymore. They're very simple. They're not difficult at all. Um, I can easily just, if you choose a good Pokemon, like 3 or 4 Pokemon, you can beat the game. Hands down with those 3 Pokemon or 4 Pokemon. And there's no real challenge to the game. I think that's kind of what it kind of feels like. Oh, we're just putting another coat of paint on it. I think it's kind of like sports games. each year they just come out with the new roster. They don't really do much to the game for people. So, I mean, I kind of feel that's the way with what Pokemon's become. They do a gimmick, one gimmick here or there, but that's about it. They don't do anything of note. We got to do the stone. So let's bring this ring over here. This is going to be a more frustrating part. Let's see here. I'm going to try and get rid of these as I get them. Okay, that's our accessory for the stone. Or for the ring. So we got a topaz, looks like a topaz diamond or a yellow diamond ring here. And as you can see, I'm not going to be able to do too great of detail on this that they really wanted, because you're going to be looking at this drawing, and I think normally when I put these out on the web, these are at 1/10 the size of the drawing space. And part of that is for space. Most websites won't take something as large as the working space that I have to use for the actual drawing. So to demand great detail out of something that's going to be, I mean, that's about how the size it's going to appear. You can't even see the detail that goes into that ring. It's literally right here, and you're gonna have to zoom in and zoom in and zoom in just to see a few pixels here that are going to be different. And I mean, yeah, if I spent hours upon hours doing details in just that ring to give a photorealistic look, I might be able to get something that looks like that ring. But then when I go and set it up for the web and set it out for publication, it's not going to look right. It's going to look way off because you're downsizing the image. You're not upsizing the image. We are working on a different layer here. Hold on. We are working on that rings layer. Here we go. And that's kind of one of the things you have to think of when you're, as an artist. People want great detail. And if you get a project, like, say, I have a company like Levi's that wants characters in jeans, and they want them in their Levi's jeans, so I need to make them look like that. I'm gonna probably use models that are based off of them and use actual jeans to trace and represent as close to detail as I can. I would go to an even tinier brush. So right now we're on a 22 ink tip pen. I would go down to a 0.5 pen. So I mean, if you want to see what a 0.5 looks like, let's see if I can get to it. 0.5. No, it won't even let me do a 0.5. So here, that's a 20. Here is a 1 point. And then here's the smaller 0.1. You can't even see the line. And that's me zoomed in on this drawing at 66%. So even if I went to 100%, so let's go up to 100%, you still can't make out that line. So when you do a drawing, you gotta think through the overall look. Busyness, like I said, is not a great thing. So far, we don't have too busy, but we're gonna get busier as we go, especially when we get into the colors of this image. when drawing heels, you always want to kind of make sure the foot's pointed down, or whichever direction the foot is going, that is. So in this case, the toes are going down and they're meeting about the same length as the heel spike. And actually that looks bad there. We're gonna just bring that up and over, and then we'll go in. I might even flip this here. So there we go. And actually we'll fix this one up a little bit. So now I will state something else. I have mentioned it on the stream for the gaming during the gaming. Right now, there is another request thing that we are doing that is available on deviantart.com/imbriaart. And that is to sign up for our Drawtober, which is our Halloween. We used to do Inktober, but if you didn't know, Inktober's got a situation going where it's probably not the best to use the term Inktober. So we're not doing Inktober, we're doing Drawtober. And the theme of this year is unmasking. So since I had a lot of fans, there were mask fans out there, we probably have another drawing in the future on live stream here. Even though I'm not into this concept, I'm letting people do sort of votes, but the request is simply you can choose a character. You don't get to choose who or what they're unmasking to, because they're doing it to the next day. So each day they're going to be revealing a new character. That is almost full. We have only had that running since the 15th, so today being the 18th, we have had it for 3 days, and it is almost completely full. We have, I think, 6 or 7 slots left open. Now, some of those slots, the ones at the tail end of the month, are repetitive requests, or requests from people that have already put in for a request, so they can be moved and removed to make do for new people that want requests. So if you have a request of a character, be it your original character or whatnot, there is a chance to get them added to the list for the drawing. There will be 1 character each day for a month. And the final character is something I'm keeping secret. I have chosen this character. I won't say where they're from. I will say they're not one of my characters. Some people have asked me, hey, is it going to be one of your own characters? No, it is not going to be one of my characters. I have chosen a specific character. That will end the series on October 31st. Will I do some of them on live stream? Maybe. We might be doing, I'm going to be probably doing a few more live streams starting next month in art. One that has been asked for is to do some story time with my own characters. Maybe a comic stream here or there. Just to show how it's done. So we may see that in the coming few weeks. I don't know. I don't want to make any complete commitments on to what day and when it will happen. Simply because I don't know at this moment. It's literally going to be a matter of me being able to get some things underway first. But as always, definitely, if you want to tune into our artwork each week or follow the work, like, comment, and subscribe on any of our channels. And I usually, with all live streams, I try to do it across 3 platforms. So we do it across YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. But there are going to start being some live streams that are going to be specific per channel. So there may be a specific one for just YouTube, another one specifically just for Twitch. And I'm probably going to add a different kind of game coming up this week, as I stated in the game stream last week, or actually yesterday, honestly. We are on the 2nd year in our Stardew Valley gameplay, and I kind of want to switch things up and have something different, probably on Wednesday's stream. So Wednesday we might be doing a different game, and a different style of game entirely. Let's see here. So we've got, looks like blue crystal beads. I have somewhat of a necklace or bracelet kind of like this. It would wear, I'm going to try and just do it in black, and then I'll go through with blue later. Simply because it'd be easier to do it that way. You should wear it kind of like this. And the necklace. See, this is costume jewelry right here. They want this. This is definitely costume jewelry. I don't mind it. I mean, I can't doubt that I have my own costume jewelry, but I mean, it's cheap. You wouldn't want it on a dress. You wouldn't want it on a fancy dress at that. So, I mean, I'm going to do like I did with blue beads, because it's just easier to work the way out in these colors. So, and then we'll have to, since we've almost got this drawn out, I will start doing the coloring of Dawn using her basic skin tone and eyes. We'll get that done. And hair. We'll get that done first. And then we will go into the rest of it. So she has gray eyes. We're going to start with the sort of dark tone first and work our way out with it. Sort of this peachish skin. And see, we missed a spot. I can see where we missed a spot. Right there. Okay. Missed a spot there. Let's get our skin tones here. And even if you don't go in for that, as always, we are always taking requests for Dining and Doodles. I think I got 2 more added in the last few days. added for Dining and Doodles. So we have at least 2 more coming down the line. If there's not a request on the build, I'll probably do something like another mashup or a art drawing or something like that. Who knows? I might do some Pokemon. Apparently we did the ring on a different layer. So let's draw the ring in again. And I'm going to actually, let's see if we can think it's on the rings layer, which was 3, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually hide the sketch. And we're going to try and do this with lines. So I'm going to put the lines up to 5 because it's so important to them to have this detail they want in this drawing. So we're going to try and do this as cleanly as we can. So and I mean, there are important details that you always kind of want on a character. I'll show you on my own stuff. So in Demon Blade, there are little points that I have to make sure I put in the character. So here on Tetsu, I have his scar. On Mai, I always have to have her choker. So when you see it, I have them come into play at different spots. So, I mean, there are elements that for a character you want to have a regular point of detail. But I mean, even when sketching, I'm not going to put immense detail into things. Another thing for Tetsu, in this case, it's going to be Tetra, which is just Tetsu's female form. You see the mark on the hand. So that mark is always going to be there on the right hand. So it's a detail that always appears when I show that portion of the right hand. I have to draw that in. But as a detail, it's a detail that just I need to make sure I note when I draw that character. I don't need to put in great detail, tiny little things on a character times, because it's just going to cause the art to not look great, because you're going to focus on details when you really want to focus on form over detail. And that's important in any comic or animation. You want the form first and then detail second. If you're going to draw Spider-Man, up close you want to see the webbing of the face, of the mask. You want to see each line and whatnot. When it goes further, you can see those lines fade away to almost be a very, sometimes drawn nothing. They'll just draw it red and just do the eyes, to avoid having to do the amount of detail. And part of that is it will take, you've got a deadline. You've got to get these things out. And so, I mean, you don't have hours on end to focus on just the details. Even an illustrator who's literally getting paid to do just one massive illustration, they may spend a long time in that drawing. They may spend a long time in the painting, but they still have to equate, when is that detail too much? Now, they may have a little bit more time to do something elaborate as the ring, details of a ring that you may not see in full. And at that point, yes, you would be drawing with that 0.1 tip of a brush that we are showing, that where it's just so minute. But for something like that, you're looking to have a lot of work done. And it's going to cost a lot of work to have something of that great detail. these are free, so I'm not going to spend too much time on detail on a free drawing. Um, I am going to try and get these colors right. Like I said, these are going to be busy, and I don't necessarily like the blending of these colors. And for me, I'm not one that is huge on punishing people on color theory and whatnot. This is a color theorist nightmare. They wanted the dress to be purple. So I'm going to try and go along the same spectrum. So it'll pop up, some of the jewelry will pop up. But we will see. We will see how this looks. I have my doubts. And they want her to have that eyeshadow, and ugh. Okay, let's get the bracelet color going next. So we're going to choose a base, dark base, the blue to work from, and then we'll go back with a light base. So going on a different layer so we don't disrupt what we've drawn. I'm just going to bring in a little bit of that blue. Keeping in mind these are supposed to be circles. Okay. And we bring in another shade of blue. So we're going to bring this blue in, and then we'll have the glassy highlights we'll add. Trying to figure out while I'm doing this where I'm going to put the light source. So I'm going to have the light source kind of coming in. Let's see here. Let me draw an arrow this way. So that's where my light source is going to be, going downward. So that means the highlight of her hair is going to be over in here. And the shadow is going to come down along here and here. Another thing I got to do is nails, because they wanted nails. I typically don't do fingernails on characters simply because it's difficult already to make hands look right sometimes from people. And then you add nails sort of in, and you can get them to make the hands look even more junky or messed up if you draw the nail improperly. And it's such a minute detail that you're not always going to see on the character. And I drew that on a different layer. Hold on. Come on. Stop. So let's see. And they wanted them to be yellow. So Like I said, this is going to be a very color theorist nightmare kind of art piece. We're going to add a yellow to it. It's lighter. Just tint there. I'm going to hit this ring as well. Let's see here. We're going to go. Actually, we're going to go on the ring on the layer below. If I can. Let's see. Here we go. This is something I've been doing a bit as of late with another project. Is doing some underpainting. It's sort of technically what you would do with cell art and animation back in the day. You would paint from below the detail line to get what you're looking for. So, but since we need to do a fragment, let's see here. I may have a brush that allows me to get a sort of a fragment look here. And if I had it, it'd be under clothing. Yeah, let's see if we can get something fragmented there. Color burn, no. Darken, maybe. Multiply, no. Color dodge, no. Screen, no. Subtract, maybe. Maybe that'll do us. Shortcuts like that are going to be the best I can get. Doing stuff just to kind of get that gem-like quality, because drawing gems can take forever. And then even then, you're not going to get it completely right, because a gem is going to be drawn out by its color. Fragmentation is something really hard to draw. It's easier to photograph and then overlay than it is to hand paint and draw. You could spend hours trying to get the fragmentation right in a drawing. Let's get the dark of her hair going. This sort of red eyeshadow is probably going to be the easiest part to do on this character. Again, we'll do it on a separate layer. We just want to do, normally I would do an airbrush, but I actually want to do it with a watercolor brush. I'm just going to get the size down a little bit to where I want it. Let's see, 40. Here we go. And we're just going to just do a very not very good looking eyeshadow in my opinion. But then there's a reason why the Pokemon characters don't have, I should not have deleted that. All right, it's fine. It's only in that spot. Okay. It's not a very good look for a Pokemon character to do eyeshadow because of the way their eyes are. They're big. Eyeshadow kind of is meant to accentuate the eyes, but they're with an accentuated eye already. Putting eyeshadow on them is kind of like just giving it an odd paint to that eye or an odd color to that eye. It doesn't really accentuate the eye. But it's what's requested, so we're doing what's requested. For those wondering what kind of crackers and cheese I'm eating, just some Ritz crackers and some Colby Jack. And I have some Gala apple just to munch on. It's not a bad dinner. I mean, one would say it's more of a power lunch in that sense. And we just have some water to wash it all down. Here's a lighter. Or see, we're just gonna hit that a little bit. I see a spot I need to hit real quick with the color. And we need to get back on her eyes because her eyes are kind of ruining this whole feeling. So we need to bring in this lighter gray. So let's go to hard airbrush. Then we'll go down to get this light gray. And just have that sort of, well, wait for it to save. Now we try it. All right, get it right in here. Then I'm just gonna make it all so much more smaller. Put in the pupil. And we're going to deselect because the white goes over some of the dark. And you kind of can see what I was talking about. That red is really, especially when you hit this green, it's part of the earrings that they requested. Red and green are contrasting colors. Orange and purple are maybe complementary, but they also stand out against each other. It's and then we've added the blue to the necklace, and we're gonna have the pink of that, or the pink of the necklace and the blue of the bracelet, and this yellow of the fingers and the ring. And it's not a good looking mess, honestly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If I were going to do this differently, I would stick with her colors. Um, she has a good color scheme for a character. She has a very memorable color scheme. I think that's why she's kind of liked a bit, because subconsciously, she's got a pleasant look. Um, Misty's colors were, of course, blue and orange. Um, Trying to remember, is it May that was in between them? She was red, which is odd considering Ash was red. So the fact that they had her join and have that red, sort of red and white theme going, kind of contrasted. And Dawn is black and pink with touches of white and yellow. And some of the other ones I remember, I mean, you had Serena, who was, I guess, what was it, X and Y. She was red and black as well. So, I mean, it works. But I think by that point they went with Ash for more blue and than his red. Well, Ash always had his kind of as blue, didn't he? So having red probably was a good combination as his teammate. I don't know what's going on in the current Pokemon animations. I stopped watching back in the day when they Orange Island, so I can tell you, I didn't see Dawn. I didn't see May. Because by that point, I was like, I'm not going to make it to sit here and watch Pokemon because it's repetitive. It's very repetitive. It's fun. I mean, I can get why it's popular and it keeps running, but at the time, Digimon was probably better. And I think we discussed Digimon a bit and my feelings of Digimon a couple weeks ago. But yeah, Digimon had a very good. I mean, both of them had a wonderful run. Both of them have their place in anime. Sort of history of almost. Pokemon, of course, having a larger point in history than Digimon, sort of being the most marketable of anime. You can easily sell toys, you can easily sell products, and it's still to this day. I mean, hands down, Pokemon's the winner of the most marketable anime out there. Because people like cute, and that comes down to it. I think Pokemon characters, particularly Pokemon themselves, tend to run cuter than the Digimon characters. and cuteness wins. Because people are going to be like, oh, well, I want something cute around the house. If I'm going to have something or play something, I want something that I'll be like, oh, I really want to have that in my life. It's the reason why we kind of accept pets in our lives. We have that sense of cuteness and love that comes out, and we want that out of things. Add just a tiny bit of a highlight on that, and we're going to deselect, and I'm going to add some gold on the tips here because it's a golden earring. I think with the exception of the necklace, I might do some more with the eyes, but I think most of this can be hidden away. The dress, I don't really need to keep seeing. Ponytail, we definitely don't need to see anymore. I think the earrings and the bracelet don't need to be seen. That we still need to see. Shoes, I think we're good. And I will keep Dawn herself out because I still need to do some shadowing. But, yeah. This is another one where sort of that translucent look is going to be a very big challenge here to do. We're going to start with a dark color and work our way out. So. I will note that it took us less than half an hour to draw Dawn, and it's going to take us probably an hour and a half to draw the details. That's what comes with focusing on details does to art. The more details you focus on, the more you have to put in details, the more work it's going to be. Let's see, we're going to go. There. Just trying to focus on a little bit of the highlight on the necklace. And just a little dot here and there. Okay. Let's see if we can do something else with this eyeshadow, because it's kind of bugging me. It's kind of got a glitter to it. Let's see if I can find, I think it's 18 is the layer I put on. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back to this select. And we'll add a little bit of a tonal glitter to it. Okay. Hey, thank you for the like. Let's see here. Let's go into her hair. As per, let's see. We gotta get on the layer here. Just bring it on in. And we'll get to the lighter color to go by. And I'm just kind of bring in a little bit of that lighter tone following that highlight that we put down, or the lights direction we have. So we're just gonna follow a little bit of a highlight here, and we'll just get a touch of it here, maybe a little offshoot over here. So I'm gonna go over it, and there must be a gap open there. All right. So I see what we got. All right. Bring that on over there. Let's see if we can get a darker tone in here. Is this darker? Kind of, but let's make it darker. All right, here we go. Do a little bit of darkness here. Bring it more so in here. And tone here. Then let's add some hairlines. And bring that on over here. Let's do something with the dress. Initially, the dress, let's see if I can bring it in here, has a pattern. So it has sort of a floral to paisley pattern that they requested. Let's see if we can do something similar, but keep the color to be purple. Because that's what they also asked for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on a different layer, And let's see if we can find some patterns over here. This is a short way always to do things. Is you can find patterns in throughout the series or throughout Clip Paint Studio, which is what we're using. Let's see if we can find a pattern we like. I think this pattern may work closest to that. So I actually have to download it. So it's downloading. And thank you. Thank you for liking the stream. I welcome all the new viewers. If you want to chat, go right ahead and speak up, and I'll be happy to talk with you. This is, as always, we do Dining and Doodles with requests. So if you have a request, by all means, put it in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe these videos. And I am more than happy to work with you on new things. So we actually are going to try and do this. I'm going to try and do this monochrome. So black. And then I'm going to do color burn. That kind of works. Let's actually duplicate that. See if we can get a more... don't like the darkness of that too much. Let's see if we can do linear burn, maybe a color dodge. Ugh, that's far too much. Maybe something like that. Yeah, I mean, this goes along the lines of what's requested. I'm hitting the wrong thing that I'm meaning to mute here. So we've got basically what we've got requested from us. Do I like it? Not really. This is one of the ones that I will say it's not for me. And I think it's not a bad character drawing. I think it's literally comes down to the way the requester wanted as far as the look to be of Dawn. And I kind of figured from the get-go the colors are going to clash really badly. But that's what you get with some of the requests, especially when they're free. So this is the requester. So we're going to go ahead and put our initials on this. So I'm going to do 21 here. Well, let's not do the 21. So we've got our initials on here. Let's see if I can put, because I want to note what they requested. Nope. I want the text in here. Edit, transform, scale. Come on. All right. I'm going to try and put this in down here if I can. So this is what someone requested. This is what they're getting. I do need to do shadows. That is something else I need to do. I am missing on her skin shadow work. So we'll go from there. So let's pull Dawn back up and I'll get her tone of her shadow. So that's going to be where her dark tone of her skin is. Let's go over here. thank you for the like of the stream. Thank you. Let's see here. Let's bring up shadows. And want to get all the sort of skin tones, and I'll do like I've done on all the other layers. I will put a new layer down to work from with the shadow. So we're going to do this on a new layer. Let's bring in, I'm going to do a little bit of a thicker layer. Since we know where our light was coming from, we're going to know where our shadows are going to drop. So just kind of bring these in. Hair a bit there. Just some real quick line work. Get her ear a little bit. Shoulder. Even though she shouldn't have much of a chest, she does have a chest. Even in the art. Do that. Bring in the shadow here. Just some quick work here. I'm getting a lot of likes today. As always, if you want something done on your end, please like, comment, and subscribe. Well, I mean, you don't even have to do all three. You can just do one, but definitely can't do the work if I don't hear from you. So if you comment, add into the chats, because we had one 2 weeks ago that was coming through the chat on a live stream. So I just chat away. We're going to do this, and I might, since we usually carry these about 2 hours, and last week I kind of did a short one because we'd done 2 live streams. I hadn't done one today. I might do something else a little bit after this. So we might do a little quick something else. Just for the live stream. That kind of covers the shadows that I want. Let's see, we might want a little bit more highlight here. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. We might want to do some highlights on the dress. So let's deselect this. Let's go back to the dress. Well, still hitting that damn necklace there. So we've got the blooms here. So what I'm going to do is another layer here just to do some highlights. Since this is supposed to be like a leather-esque dress, I'm going to grab a water brush. We're going to grab the smooth watercolor brush. I'm just going to kind of give it sort of a plasticky look. Highlight here, a little bit of a highlight in here. Maybe a little bit of one here. And then I'm going to do the same with the dark of it. And since we have a distinct layers here, you kind of want to keep that in mind when you're doing something. And what we're going to do there is, I think it's going to be a screen is the best. No, not a screen. Color dodge, maybe. Overlay, no. Multiply, no. That's normal. Let's do this. We'll do a color dodge on the first one. And we'll duplicate this. And we'll do a darken, but take that dark and go there. So there we go. Request to do Dawn in this outfit. That is what we got. So that is our completed Dawn piece. I'm going to go ahead and save it right now so we can do it, release it later. And we will do something just from scratch while we're working here. Like I said, I have a little bit of extra time. So let's draw let's draw something that I'm working on currently. So one of the things I'm working on currently that I've shared before is a new comic coming through Webtoons that I'm going to be doing specifically for Webtoons. So it's going to be a Webtoons exclusive. And I'm going to be drawing one of these sort of alien robots that are in the series. And it's just sort of a quick thing that we can draw. So I gave it sort of a very simple body design to work from. So you can see how quick I'm putting things together. Put a central there. Put its body here. It is that. Eye here. And part of this design I kind of got from drawing Pokemon. So, I mean, the Pokemon very much influenced this. A little bit of Digimon influenced it. To try and come up with a unique design that's going to be cute, but at the same time, unique. So, this one is kind of an oddball character in this comic. Now, given this whole comic series is going to be comedy, so there's going to be a lot of oddballs. But she is kind of a, she's the military officer on this ship, the defense officer. And she's insane. She wants to blow herself up. That is her dream, to blow up her enemies. And so that's basically, she lives to die. But to die in an explosive, glorious battle. And the others won't let her go out and die like she wants. They feel she actually has a worth other than being an explosive bomb. And I mean, she's a very happy-go-lucky character. Even though she wants to die, she's proud of being dying. And being a warrior. Character. And in her goal, or in her travels, she got this witch hat. Because they arrived on Earth in around Halloween. And she just got this for a decoration. So, I'm going to introduce you to, I believe her number is DF 50G or something like that. But her proper name is Robitch. That is her proper name in the series. She's the happy dreamer of the series. She's not the main character. She's just sort of a comedy character. But I love the idea of having a happy character that is ironically the one wanting to die for happy reasons, not for bad reasons. Well, in her mind, not for bad reasons. Plus, I get to make lots of jokes about her wanting to blow her load all over the place. At one point, she's going to get a pinwheel in her hat. So we want to do a pinwheel here. And all of the robots have sort of this circular body. Sort of almost iPhone-esque, sort of generic, multi-manufactured bodies with these inner plugs that they allow them to bring out more equipment or tools, each one with sort of a unique design and unique color scheme. So going back on what today's theme sort of was with the busyness and the color, in the case of Robitch, she is strictly mostly purple and white. That is her color scheme. There are touches, I believe, of a little bit of orange mixed in because it is a good color mixed blend, but it is mostly purple for her. Different shades of purple, but mostly purple. And I mean, she was probably one of the first characters I designed. She used the basis that I've designed all the robots in the series coming up. And so if we're going to go over with the pen tool, let's go on the next layer. And draw her out. Let's see here. We want to go with her football-like head that all of them seem to have. We're going to carry down her eye, which is square and black. over. Bring that over. Put her big old happy face on there because she's ready to blow. And she has sort of these wings for hair on the side and shoulders. And typically, when you want to design a character, especially a character with some cuteness or whatnot, you really want a simplistic look to them, but you want something that kind of brings an element of cute into that role. So you want something that makes them unique. And while there are technically 5 of these robots in the series so far that are written and designed, each one has a unique look, and I gave each one a unique color scheme. I kind of wanted to go with the alternative of what you would see in a sort of Sentai group with them. So their color schemes are the colors you'd least likely to see in the Sentais. So we have orange, purple, I think like a chartreuse, and a brown. And then there is one red, because you always have to have red. But red is the more unique one out of all of them. And unlike in Sentai, red is not the leader. It depends on which departments who each one comes from. Purple here, aka Robitch, is the defense robot, hence the DF in her numbering. I wanted to make her somewhat alien, but somewhat cute and acceptable. But at the same time, having a personality that is just one that makes you go, why? Why would she be saying that? As you can see, this is a rather quick character draw. It's not taking me too long to draw it out. The harder part is probably this center circle. Of the body. Kind of wanted to give her sort of almost a Mega Man concept design. As it was pretty much when I designed the robots, I kind of was thinking the cuter robots in Mega Man, this is what we kind of want to evolve these from. Robots aren't going to be the only characters in the series. In fact, the main characters are human. Well, mostly. Some of them aren't human. Some of them are aliens. Some of them are mutations. One of them is a cat, as we've gone over before in the stream, named Mr. Nibbles. Issue with, and that's part of the concept. It's a comedy. Now, let's see. I kind of screwed that part up there. Hold on. Should go that way. There we go. Simple drawing, simple version. And we just go with her colors schemes, which is this. I will fix that in a minute. Too far. So we have this grayish, black, white, and basically for each of the robots, their color scheme. So in her case, it's the purple. I have a couple different versions of purple come into play. Her hat's actually supposed to be a dark purple. Let's see where we got coming through. So right here should be part. Is there another part that I'm missing? It's coming through. That should be closed off. So if we do that, there we go. And that should be almost a black purple. And that's going to be an orange stem. Then we add in the white. When I designed her color sort of layout, I was thinking of old, not really iPads or iPhones. I was thinking more of the Macintosh. What do they call it? The iComputers or whatever, the ones that predated everything. The crappy computers that were color coded from Apple that were nothing more than just internet machines. But there you go. Yeah, quick character drawing, done in about 15 minutes. That is what Robitch looks like. We actually probably add a little highlight in her eye. But I mean, simple colors, that's all. I mean, you don't do anything too complex. If you wanted to add shading in, you'd probably go in with a bit of a cooler color here. So I say if I want to do some shadow. here, and maybe on her hand we'll do some shadow. A little bit towards her face. And do just kind of go along the lines with that with the purple. We take that purple, we go down to a shadow on the purple that mimics it, carry it through. The hair would kind of have a little bit of highlight, but not much. Shadow on the sleeve. Close there. All right. Well, that should be closed in there. And I could do a little bit of shadow for the hat. So we go in the hat, go darker. Maybe do a little bit of a highlight here to show that she's sort of up-rimming it. Maybe something a little bit more along the lines of that. So when we add the shadow, there we go. So there is our little character design. It's nice, quick, something that can put together, be drawn out in almost no time. And because I use it all character scheme, so let's do, I'm gonna put down her name properly here. So it's gonna be Row, or actually, it should be Rob Itch. Is the name. And let's see, I will actually pull up the scene. If you saw a preview on the thing, here is actual thing. So yeah, her name is DF280H, or call number, and there she is drawn in the comic, along with a other robot design that I'll go into a bit more. Yeah, just a cute little robot out to blow itself up. Something nice, not something quick. And so that will actually end our stream. We got 2 drawings done today, the requested drawing and an extra spare drawing. As always, if you have something you want drawn in the streams, leave a comment, like, or subscribe as always. And